Yeah 君の言葉繰り返し寝ても覚めてもやまないそっけない君の笑顔が恋しくて星に願うのまた会えるよね
Ok, bonjour, bonjour. Comment est-ce que ça va? Alors, je vais quand même baisser un peu la musique. Voilà. Tac. Tac. Voilà. Comme ça, quand il y a des musiques sur le jeu, elle n'est pas trop invasive. Ah. Bon. Eh bien, on est parti pour faire l'acte 2 de la quête d'Archon de Natlan. Bon, c'est marqué dans le titre. Mais ouais, j'ai bien aimé l'acte 1. Il était vraiment cool. Maintenant, acte 2. Et en plus, j'ai pas mal de temps pour le faire aujourd'hui. Du coup, on va faire ça. On va... Enfin, la précédente VOD, c'est quand même 3 heures. Là, je devrais pouvoir aller jusqu'à 4h, 4h30. Donc ça va. Il est temps de faire la quête d'Archon. Soit on découvre une quête tribale, voir comment c'est. Soit on fait de l'exploration. On va voir. Ah oui, j'étais à Sumeru. Ah mais 11 Twitch, donc j'ai eu une récompense. Donc ça les drop. Et encore 200 primo. Eh, ça me fait pas mal de vœux tout ça. C'est pas mal. Mualani, plus je la vois, plus je la joue, plus j'ai envie de la jouer. Le problème c'est que je ne sais pas quelle équipe faire autour de ça. Enfin autour d'elle. Pour moi tu peux la mettre qu'avec des persos de Natlan. Il y a une quête d'histoire. Ok. Bon, on va faire ça. Déjà, je dois patienter 2 jours. Mais déjà, je vais me TP là-bas. Nouveau Natlan. Pim, 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 pim. En vrai, pour l'instant, j'aime assez bien ce que je vois. Par contre, je sais pas, j'ai du mal à comprendre le fait que ils soient tous super gentils, super accueillants, mais qu'ils ne vivent pas tous ensemble, qu'ils sont répartis en plusieurs tribus. Il n'y a personne ici. Je voulais revoir la femme. Là. Par contre, c'est un peu dégueulasse. Hein. Ils peignent sur les sols, les murs. Bon. Parce qu'apparemment, je voulais voir, mais elle a un œil divin. J'ai pas fait gaffe. Bon après ce serait logique parce qu'elle était quand même assez proche de l'archon Pyro. Je suppose que je pourrais l'avoir. Liloa. Amina. Bon. Bon, souvent c'est beaucoup de corrections de bugs au début. Ah ouais, c'est vrai qu'il y a un nouveau... C'est peut-être AR58, je sais plus. Niveau de monde. Acte, bah c'est elle. Ah ouais. Ah bien un œil divin. Du coup c'est à ça qui ressemblent les yeux divins de Natlan. J'ai pas fait gaffe sur les persos de Natlan.
Paimon feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot springs. The abyss kind of threw a wrench. Still, spending time here really has felt like a vacation. The Kaholosaurs are so nice and so fun to play with. Their bellies are super bouncy. Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon some for the road just this morning, actually. Yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so not much has changed since we first...
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last night?
Yep, this area is so nice.
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight, we can eat whatever we catch. Fresh fish.
Hey, Mualani!
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Wars has returned.
And Katchina? Is she...
Katchina fell in battle. But don't worry, The team was victorious, so the rite of resurrection will be held in the stadium.
That's a relief. The Abyss is cunning, and it was her first time.
Exactly. She deserves to hold her head up.
All right, thanks for letting me know. We'll head...
Ok. Bon, tout le monde a l'air de prendre plutôt bien.
Jeez, she sounded a little anxious there. Had me think...
Mulani, you said the Abyss was cunning just now. Like, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning plan, wouldn't it make more sense to send them to attack Katchina and her small team? Not that Paimon wants them to be in any...
Relax, I get it. At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity after all, so what capacity for logic or planning could it... But through our long history of fighting the Abyss, 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Teyvat. You know about that, right? That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time.
Kind of, okay, wow.
But so did every other nation in Teyvat. And Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from every tribe to finally repel the Abyss. Even so, the effects of the invasion lingered for hundreds of years, only able to be reversed little by little. Our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge surging from underground. Unrelenting black winds tore across the lands of the Flower Feather clan. It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe. Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of prime. We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom and has the capacity to read the memories of this land at any given moment.
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning. Almost like it knows you
Yes, and that's why we've been unable to fully eradicate. Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the various Pyro Archons we've had over the years. Now every tribe is prospering and things are looking up. I mean, just look at what we managed to do.
You must have had to sacrifice a lot.
Every battle, every sacrifice is in pursuit of a future where responsibility, duty, unavoidable burden. Everyone in Natlan views the war differently. But I believe we will be rid of the Abyss one day. And the efforts of all who fought against them will become a story for the ages. To think that my name could survive in ballads passed down to future generations, it's kind of romantic. Everyone has something that drives them forward, you know? We have to. Not only for ourselves, but for our future. Anyway, let's head to the stadium. Our fishing trip can wait until Katchina's back with us. The sea's not going anywhere.
Pierre noire sous des blanches. Bizarre. Vite, Katchina.
Whoa, this place is packed already.
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. Katchina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who
Looks like I'm just in time.
Finit, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe, Mualani. Is everyone all right?
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up his sleeve, by the way. He's just as strong as Katchina made him out to be.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy, and then we'll sing the Ode of Resurrection. Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. When the singing starts, just follow my... Let's go somewhere higher up so Katchina can spot us.
J'espère que tout va bien se passer.
Warriors of Natland, heed the call of life. We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natland's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Elle vient de marcher dans le feu là. Ok, c'est un chant comme dans les églises. Il est pas très fort.
I could not find Katchina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
What does that even mean?
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the flames.
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the team said to think about it. The ode rekindles all victors. We've witnessed it countless times. Since the Archon couldn't find Katchina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this victory than meets the eye.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Katchina beat you in the pilgrimage!
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced. We completed our mission.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe she got scared and ran off. Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of Natland like that? Katchina sacrificed herself to repel the abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors when she's not even here to defend herself.
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point arguing with the likes of them.
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natland, the person actually has to be a hero.
You...
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? A girl who never should have even gone to war? Or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly stop working?
It's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean she failed to achieve victory. Maybe the YUB interpret victory in different ways?
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Katchina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No, she's been waiting for this moment for too long. No matter how daunting the situation, no matter how scared she might feel, we don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an excuse to vent your anger.
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then, we'll see who truly deserves glory.
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Katchina's part in it. She is a hero worthy of our... However, the failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Katchina has not been rekindled, and I offer you all my deep... To prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible, not even myself. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth, not a weapon we wield against others.
I didn't mean it that way.
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But now's your chance. You have concerns? Stick.
No, of course.
Even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question. So much for all that glory talk earlier.
I have a question, Archon. My friend Katchina. Do you have any idea where she is? I know you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not enough.
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friends sooner, you should join the investigation. So,
of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me in the speaker's chamber.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, Traveler? I'd like to have a chat. Rest assured, everyone, I'll keep the tribal chiefs
Ok, elle a l'air déjà de nous
informed on the
connaître. Bon.
progress of the investigation. Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony. If there are...
Peut-être qu'elle n'est pas morte, mais qu'ils l'ont kidnappée.
Come along?
I believe she did. Let's go.
Et du coup, si elle n'est pas morte, elle peut pas être ressuscitée. Et du coup, il faut aller la chercher.
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Katchina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan, and I'm deeply... There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. As a result, I've been unable to... Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of Resurrection will continue to be ineffective.
And that means Katchina won't be able to come back?
That's correct. Not until the problem with the Night Kingdom is resolved.
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Katchina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss, of doing her part to defend. She wasn't afraid of death because she knew, if it came down to it, whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share her joy. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death?
That's not fair, Mualani.
It's all right. I understand your rage and your grief. Katchina's life means a great deal to me, Mualani. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind if I could. But please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader... Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of undermining the rules of our nation.
You mean...
The Sacred Flame. The foundation of our resistance against the Abyss. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, there will likely be more cat, but if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy we saw with the people of the Springs will only be the first of many.
If we compare the two choices, Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel, but we need to understand it if we want to approach this
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you, and unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of weighing up which course of action is...
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to. Saying that one is preferable over the other is...
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I suspend the pilgrimage.
Yes. What happened to Katchina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice other people for her.
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. Belief in the pilgrimage will waver. Once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. And that, their ultimate goal, isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them, to prevent what happened to Katchina from happening to anyone else. We need to suspend the Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the sacred flame to keep the Abyss at bay. I understand your anger, Mualani.
Wow. Paimon thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon took the time to...
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get carried away earlier, and I'm sorry.
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden Wars. That way, we would still be able to fuel this.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and competitor numbers will. With fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease.
So, essentially, the Abyss has taken Katchina hostage.
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes? Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup, but there's no chance it will be the same water you had before. I won't sugarcoat it. That is the danger.
Just like you said, Archon. Both of these problems need to... You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the Sacred Flame. I will go search for Katchina.
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible you will not return.
Katchina's waiting for us to rescue her.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her now.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way I can. The Masters of the Nightwind have a technique that can extract an ancient name. If we can find Katchina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and rescue her.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of souls? Can we even go there?
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there in However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you, and the Abyss certainly won't leave you be.
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is nothing new for me.
So, Paimon's the only one who's scared?
Lali of the Masters of the Nightwind once created an artifact. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs. But that spiritual quality also means it can be used to...
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can. Besides, you're the ones helping me. I can only Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation to be so... I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and...
Why?
Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, in the middle. But
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone who transcends fate. Perhaps even more than you can imagine. But we can talk about that. Ideally, this would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance.
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the Abyss. She wanted us to give this to you. It embodies fond memories and my strength of will. That's what she asked us to tell you.
I didn't think this day would come so soon. The flames of her life force. I can feel... If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me in person. We're supposed to be hot spring, but don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me. I'll take good care of it, and once this is all over...
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of contending fire. But that's not at all why you decided to suspend the pilgrimage, is it?
You're right. Even now, the production of contending fire is... The gradual corrosion caused by the abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of pyro energy, and we're currently at the breaking as things stand. The pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save our strength to defend the tribes. The abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan, and Katchina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom...
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If the public learned that Natlan's destruction was close at hand, but if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the better solution. But you chose otherwise.
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one with the fewest sacrifices. Let's go. There's still a way for this.
You mean?
Yes. Come with me.
J'aurais dû prendre le temps de plus lire parce que j'ai pas compris.
The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the abyss, but it's also the pillar of Natlan's stability. So until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice my power to...
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your judgment. Those chosen by the Wyab have already embarked on their destined path. It is for them to decide how that journey ends, not us. All we can do is support them.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice, it's not right.
If not me, then who? No other is capable of sustaining. I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with. The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And since the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking! Yeah. Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
Ok.
Are you alright, Archon?
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the first of the Fatui Harbingers.
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries?
Yeah. And how much does he know about Natlan?
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose that unites them is collecting the Gnosis, but I'm sure the captain has his own reasons for being here as well.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and we're not prepared, we're done.
No, we're running out of time. The wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time being. Besides, I'm sure you noticed, the power that came to his rescue just now came from the Masters of the Night Wind.
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. This could prove to be a very valuable turn of when we exchanged final blows. I sensed an unusual presence within him. I'll need to Kanich, go to the Masters of the Night Wind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Seat Lali. She should know.
Of course, I'll head out right now. Do you still intend to—
Yes, but Natlan's strength has never rested solely in its Archon. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must trust in that vision now.
Is everything okay?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. I just hope the others have a safe journey.
Moi j'ai l'impression que c'est un peu flou.
What's happening at the stadium? Did something...
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power. She must be...
Should we go back and check what's going on?
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on-one confrontation.
Once we find Katchina's ancient name.
Okay, let's just keep climbing.
Je suis bientôt à R58 mine de rien. Ah c'est eux.
What can you tell us about the scions of the canopy?
The tribespeople are very adventurous.
Oh, kinda like us then.
I'm not so sure. You don't strike me as the type to enjoy danger. The scions of the canopy are a bunch of thrill seekers. They love extreme sports like rock climbing, rappelling, volcano parkour, or even bungee jumping without a rope while a Yumkasaur stands at the edge and uses its tongue to catch them. Sound like something you'd be interested in?
Okay, that does sound different from our usual adventures. Paimon's not doing any of that. She can just cheer you on from the sidelines.
That's Waina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Tribal Chief.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Wyna. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me why you need it first.
My friend Katchina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her ancient name and rescue her.
Rescue her? From the...
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there, the nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wyna. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need,
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Wyna? This life isn't complete without taking risks.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a dangerous place. Can't blame me for checking if you were up to it. If you're that determined, far be it from me to stop.
Thank you.
Huh. Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather Clan?
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts. Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe, too. She's helped us out a lot in the...
Oh, you have a younger sister.
Yes, I'll introduce you to her, but let's get back to business. Wyna, how do we use the stone?
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts. And the ancient name you seek is like a tiny... In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river. But the boat alone isn't enough. You need...
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent. If you want to make sure this works, though, I could
Who?
Bichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient...
Bichama? Why does that name sound familiar?
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at...
Thank you.
Good luck.
Someone admiring the scenery from the cliff tops. Ah! That must be him! Hello there, are you Bichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from the Night Kingdom? No. If you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of place.
Are you okay? You don't...
Everything's fine. I'll help you. But I do have after I help you find Katchina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not men?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same.
That's not a problem.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find...
Then we're agreed. Can I... I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect the night. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the...
Wow, you got all that just from...
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up.
We'll go right away. What do you need?
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special. Oh, and I need to build a net out of them, so make sure you get a good amount.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Katchina's ancient name? How does that work when...
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept.
Oh, I see. What about...
Right. I need two chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, normally you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes. But I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere.
Gotcha!
Alright, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke highly of you.
I appreciate. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Hang on, Katchina.
Hello. Do you have any hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole stock?
Oh, the whole thing?
Let me steal.
Wait.
What, you want me to drive down the price? We just need these as fast as possible.
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually used by rock climbing enthusiasts. All right.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the traveling...
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes.
Perfect. Is that the only one?
That might be tough.
Thank you so much.
Relax. Everything's going up.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about his friend that I do about Katchina. Katchina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of obsidian ready in a heartbeat.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you.
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3,000. Here you go. But how's he doing? Malco's been gone for 5 years.
Do you know what happened between...
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Vichama and Malco grew up. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit. 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage and were... But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Vichama suffered an injury to his leg.
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue with the Pyro Archon. It's just... Malco and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that far... Vichama went into a deep depression after that. Oh, you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. I've tried convincing him to move forward, to stop dwelling on the past. But the Abyss has caused so much suffering. And some... Anyway, that's...
Bon, je pourrais la péter la gueule, moi, la bise.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go. As agreed, I'll help you find Katchina's ancient name, and then you go ahead. After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some impossibly powerful foe. He was dragged to his grave. If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to advance. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Katchina, I realized there's a chance Malco might...
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other, even if we... All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Katchina's... Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom. The abyss will likely emerge in response.
Ah, il faut que j'appuie. Parce que si j'attends.
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer.
Are you?
Ah d'accord.
Whoa, monsters incoming! Watch out, everyone!
Take flight!
Ah, yeah.
Sakura swirl! My apologies!
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long! We're getting close!
Il est en train de perdre sa vitalité un peu, non? Allez.
Vichama!
Quick! Take it! I found Katchina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the abyss is getting...
The abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the abyss is strong.
This power...
Hanging in there?
Malco. No, why can't I?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. Get back!
Chaska, wait!
Ouch! What happened just now? It looked like the spirit speaker's stone.
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy... You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but that's normal.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska.
Okay, I'll be more careful.
At least Katchina's ancient name is still in one piece. Wait. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. It must be completely... Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, knew there was a slim chance, but... And now... It's too late to save him.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's...
Huh? This is...
Hey, Malco. God,
not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die. It's just...
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. But just, Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
Was that a memory?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice, but it also brings with it an...
A deeper pain?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking. For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And now I know, at the end of his life...
Vichama!
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wyna wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you, but I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. And if I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what, even with an injured leg. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, there are critical junctures in life. And if you don't seize, that's something I had to learn in hindsight. But you're still at the crossroads of your...
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that promise.
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification, the corrosion can never be fully eradicated. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check. Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Katchina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama... and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone.
Ouais. En fait, ce que tu nous as prêté, bah on l'a cassé. Chou, chou.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand
Koichi.
there like that? I
Rien
don't
à
know
voir.
what you want from me.
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wyna. I can hear it in your...
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you. Huh. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why. My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow...
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story. It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But that strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the cuckoo sores. Wherever they went, she followed.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights, so Koichi was always taking her...
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that. Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and let a loved one put their life...
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's
Les
like
stylés
you
de fou, je
don't
trouve.
care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip abroad.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Again with the excuses. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire there's absolutely no alternative. But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a...
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held high.
You bought up Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing anything...
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done? Not even by force.
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but...
This is important. If you were in my shoes...
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you...
All right, whatever. Anything else?
You... What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on...
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... you need to know something. What happened to Katchina was partially my fault. I can't leave her there to die.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their more...
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to me.
Koichi!
So, you're really going to go, no matter...
Then support me. I'll be back.
So, that's it.
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right, according to Kinich, it's an...
If only Tonegif Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Huh? I see. Sounds like it was an urgent. Still, Lale's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay?
Je peux encore débloquer le point de TP. Va bien se passer. Hop.
We're back! We found Katchina's ancient name, too!
Well, it's fairly complicated.
The Fatui again? We can't go
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but still, all you need to do is focus on your goal.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate, so much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Katchina's disappearance, well, now that we have Katchina's ancient name, let's go track.
C'est tout ce bordel.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've...
Whoa. I've never seen this place before.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have...
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone and physical items do a far better job of preserving. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its...
All right, we'll have a look. There are so many jars and potions around here. Do they have anything to do with alchemy?
No. Those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the... Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me a lot. Even though the tools you see here are quite traditional. Her students found them outdated, so she passed them on to me. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh, except the big jar in the middle. That's what you really wanted to give me.
Ooh, must be something really cool.
Grape juice.
Huh?
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now.
Oh, et ce pylône là, qu'est-ce qu'il fait là?
This fishing basket.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here. It must have...
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matava. He and I met in a tavern. He told me about a particular kind of giant fish. In his eyes, I saw a hunger and...
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he was covered in scars. It turned out the fish he sought had been corroded. He managed to kill the fish, but sustained a serious... Can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his
Well, Paimon thinks he won.
That was my answer as well. In the end, he didn't want his...
Wait, that means you also know how to fish.
Maybe we can go head-to-head sometime.
C'est un village, on a déjà fait.
The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding?
Yeah! If each item represents a different story, does every item hold a special memory, just like a taste?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down. They demonstrate the true shape of time.
The shape of time?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change, but there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Named
At once? 5 months
now? Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, the future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet... Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future.
That does kinda...
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future. While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the Divine Throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person ascends to the Divine Throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the Sacred Flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came.
So, it all comes down to the power of the Divine Throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes. That's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the... Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon...
It's alright. I'd never get... No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. I'm forever proud. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the Saurians you were raising ran into the room and knocked over the... My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the... I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess. It was frustrating, but in the end...
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation. And experiences like that...
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now.
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many... Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin. Surely as the echoes of life resound, ancient name, take us to your fated bearer.
Am I hallucinating again?
Katchina, are you okay?
Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I?
It's okay, Katchina. It's just us.
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyab is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Wyab to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyab saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds, and...
Don't listen to those sounds, Katchina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need... I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me.
You're always like this, Katchina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to...
Il est quoi en train de pleurer?
I'm really scared. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again.
All you need to do is place your trust in us. Just no one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind.
Yeah, we're so close. We can't come.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to... This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief...
I know.
Alright, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you...
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the strong.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing...
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
Changer de musique. À 300 mètres. Oh, c'est même pas si loin que ça du stade. On va voir plus tard. « 90 au feu. » On va mettre Bennett. Je peux me servir d'elle comme il a. J'ai... Elle va se passer, elle va se passer.
So we're underneath Natland right now? It looks nothing like Paimon.
That's because in the distant past, Natland was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They have their own advanced—
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what these ruins have been abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the...
No, it's going to be obstacle up.
Why are you all—
It's the pre-adventure excitement!
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go!
If you feel like I do.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Mais pourquoi j'avais du mal à le lancer?
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the collective of planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natland's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design...
Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Yeah! I'm going in! Take cover!
Strike a pose! Let the world come alive!
Things are about to get dicey. Take flight!
Whoa, the place we need to go seems really high up.
Quietly now. Get out of here! My apologies.
Oh.
Embrace the ice. Everybody stand back. The show begins. Let my name echo. Busted. Here comes the catch.
Bon, j'ai pas le choix de me servir de Furina comme healer. Bon, après, elle heal bien. 4300. Ok, ça nous fait utiliser un peu toutes les mécaniques de notre lan.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up. Time to shine. Things are about to get dicey. No. Kamisato art. Sometsu.
Ok. Porte de résurrection. Ça donne pas mal de Mora. Hein.
This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped.
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar.
We actually have to go. Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself
Moi j'y aller.
up. Don't
Moi j'ai
push
fait
her
pipi.
through before she's ready.
Oh bah c'était le dernier dialogue en plus. C'est bon, bon.
Hey, you don't have to drag Paimon. You're pulling too hard.
Looks like we made it. This is the next.
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Katchina here in the first.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But
that's it? You really think that little of Paimon?
So that means all we need to do is find Katchina.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between...
The terrain looks difficult to navigate.
Yeah, these floating black things.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! Attacking ghost!
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malco. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. Of course, it could only do so much. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker Stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, but we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in...
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so be careful. This place has been...
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Quick, get back here! You can't go wandering. Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way.
Aïe.
Not good.
Oh, des mobs.
More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Here comes the catch.
Take flight! Sakura swirl!
C'est le même truc qu'il y a dans le gouffre. Porte de résurrection. Allez, je t'attends là.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything.
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Bon, ici il va quand même y avoir des monstres, ça ressemble à une zone de combat. Ah non.
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my...
Don't scare Paimon like that.
I heard it too. It was a voice from...
What did it say?
It doesn't matter.
D'accord.
Paimon just heard it too. Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place.
Bon, j'imagine que ça va au même endroit.
Off we go! Katchina! Oh, honey? Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's go! Here goes!
Ah, ils veulent nous faire jouer Katchina.
Let my name echo in song! My apologies! You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! The monster can appear from anywhere! It almost caught me up, but the one power helped keep me hidden. So, I just tried to stay out of sight until you got... Had a girl. You did so well. And should we start heading back then? Actually, I have a request. Will you come visit the Wyup? I can't exactly put it into words, but something's wrong. That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyup. You can think of them like the body of each Wyup. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxy. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyup can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drop...
Still, we can't just leave the Wyup to suffer. It's protected me this whole time.
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Katchina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Katchina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache. And maybe we really should leave. Katchina's already been here for too long. No, I'm fine. Just up ahead. I'll leave. Listen to me, Katchina. We'll come with you. But that's because we want to help the Wyup. Not because we have something to prove. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your...
All right. The sooner we get...
We've already come all this way.
Let's go.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's too...
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. Besides, I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not. So go. Achieve your goal.
Thank you for...
You're a true hero.
No one fights a...
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk. I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that.
Porte de résurrection. Là, il va y avoir un combat, c'est sûr. Ah non.
Wyup? Wyup! I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyup? So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Alright, get ready everyone! Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place!
Careful. We've got company.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so he would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, I would urge you to... You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your... No. The power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer them. That is the tragedy of your ancient names. Pride. The Pyro Archon created those grand... Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, Why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Katchina...
Katchina, give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right.
Thanks, Moalani.
You're right, because I'm not alone You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't but you also couldn't be more wrong.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down? The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal. And in our
Well said!
Let's go, Katchina. It shouldn't take more than 2 of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you
deserve what's... There aren't many in Natland who can beat us when we're together. It's
From the Acte to the power of flame compels...
Catch an epic wave! Whoosh! Drilling down!
The flames of redemption!
Right here! Need a surfboard? Let's ride! Amazing! Check this out! Best of luck! Yeah! Let her rip! Yeah! Keep carving waves!
We won! We actually won!
That's what he gets for underestimating you two.
Fantastic work, Katchina! Absolutely, this makes me so unbelievably happy.
I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable!
Huh? What? My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. That doesn't explain why it's glowing all.
Wait, does that mean...
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, it took years worth of scars and lots of unnecessary suffering from me. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one, everyone. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of... Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Nat.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the Wild. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natland from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone, its blaze will become one with our vision for Natland. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong, Moalani?
So many memories. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now.
Efforts to save Natlan started. We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to. I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also—
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the one. Okay, that should be enough. Why up?
I hear your voice, Katchina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were— I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day,
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes. You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to protect and nurture. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Katchina, I also gave you a name, but it need not focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love.
thank you, Wyatt.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time to go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of—
I know we've never met before, Wyatt, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Katchina. It was exact.
Whoa! What's going on? We're out of time.
It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Bah cours, non?
The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here! Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle! Come on, faster!
We'll never make it!
You've done well. Now come home.
Ok. Bah très bien. elle est badass. Ça, on peut pas lui retirer, elle est badass.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was...
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power.
You must feel terrible, Katchina. Just hold on. We'll get you to a doctor soon. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Arc.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left behind.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the night.
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about...
I'll let her explain everything. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's...
Ok. Mavwika. Je trouve le prénom un peu bizarre. En vrai.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effect...
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me. Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one. All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely...
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll...
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had to just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation... I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated
Mualani told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago. All the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom, but at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of So, The Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally...
So that's what happened. After finding Katchina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it, but there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then, and it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of a god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own method. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes... If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years.
So that means I'm one of the...
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means after your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the... The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the...
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Katchina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its if we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names.
Shilonen. Oh, intéressant. Enfant des échos. Donc c'est la tribu de Katchina.
During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Katchina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will,
Elle a un nom
rather
ancien.
than a sense of obligation.
Pourquoi elle fait pas partie du plan? Et que c'est Xilonen plutôt.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
Ou Shilonen, je sais pas comment ça se prononce.
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wayab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all. You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with the—
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the— After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose: fuel.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you—
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited. But together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But aren't they all precious treasures? What? That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost to the abyss. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. In that sense, if you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power, just like the items once stored here.
J'aime Fief.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Katchina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who—
Still, now that I know the—
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worrying about it will only affect your— All right, you should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon. or I'll end up running out of stories.
Elle peut marcher un peu plus vite en vrai.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising my rage. Will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
Ça raconte un peu l'histoire des héros passés ou de ses proches amis.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to... We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part.
Yeah, Mom's right. Well, no, seriously though,
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take... Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
Ah, c'est sa famille.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about...
Elle répond pas, juste elle écoute.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to...
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
je passe par là. Ouais.
Hey, Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Katchina and the others. I'm so glad.
Well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information.
That's good. That's all I need.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep her cool for a little while. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I...
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this. I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the... Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end,
Ça va, on commence à connaître pas mal de docteurs.
Paimon's had enough of them.
Entre les alchimistes, les docteurs, ça va, on n'a rien à craindre. Ah, il y a Pascal.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Katchina!
Woohoo! Well done, Katchina. Thank you, everyone.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a...
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Katchina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about...
I'm really sorry, Katchina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
Serves you all right. No sympathy from me.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal. Dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt they've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayan-san. They all helped the Traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another...
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
Wow, c'est une sacrée pinte.
How does it feel being a hero, Katchina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming.
Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated. Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Mavwika.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's my one.
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, you could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work, or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty.
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survived. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and you feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here, and it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient...
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would... Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to... The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
Ok. Bon bah voilà.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
C'est qui? Oh, alors ça c'est parce que j'ai fait la quête d'Archon pendant qu'elle est sortie. 500 primo. Ça fait plaisir. Ça c'est pareil, il faut faire la quête d'histoire quand elle est sortie pour avoir toutes ces récompenses là en plus. Du coup ça me fait monter à combien? Je vais regarder sur internet. Tac. 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 Mualani. Mid. J'ajoute les. Encore le but, je m'en fous. C'est genre. Ça demande beaucoup d'HP. Ah ouais. Team Vaporize. Ou Burn va. Oh, genre si je mets par exemple Mualani, le voyageur d'Andro. Et là ils mettent 10 H en ligne. Par contre, il faudrait un healer. Ah. Je peux mettre Changling Barbara, par exemple. Ça peut être pas mal. Bah non, le burn ça marche qu'avec Emily. Autant faire Vaporize. Genre Molani Barbara. Comme ça j'ai un healer. Shangling en stop DPS. Et là ils mettent Casuor, Buffer. Ouais, c'est un peu... Ah, j'ai Chichi. Et Katchina. « 5, 10, 15, 25 primo. » Ok. Tu as 3 points de TP ici. Ouais, Mualani, j'hésite. Ah oui, d'accord. Il y avait une quête.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra.
Ah, puis du coup, on a Natlan. Et ça en est toujours que 5, hein, ce serait bien qu'ils rajoutent un ou deux persos quoi. Des artefacts 5 étoiles niveau... Ah, un total de 30 niveaux. Oh. J'allais dire c'est tout sauf PV, ça va. C'est de la maîtrise élémentaire qu'il faut beaucoup sur elle. Ok. Ça donne ça. Ok. Donc ça marche comme ça.
I got a new letter from the informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Ah oui, je peux choisir un athlon. Bon, je vais essayer en aléatoire. Puis j'ai eu ça. Ok. D'accord. Il court pour se tenir la tête. Faudrait aller voir ça. Peut-être des petits trucs à donner. Même pas. Pas encore. Bon, si on commençait par déjà aller chercher tous les points de TP. Hop. Comme ça on pourra ouvrir quelques coffres, tout ça. Choper des primos. Pourquoi ils fuient? Ils sont pas censés. Hop, on va aller voir le donjon si on peut l'avoir. Ok, c'est ces donjons pour les trucs d'attitude. Non. Oh, merde. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc-là?
Teamwork is dreamwork. Out of the way. Quiet now. Whirling snow. Yeah.
Il m'a vidé mon énergie.
Let's light it up. Yeah. Take flight. I shall treasure this good fortune.
Saloperie. Alors.
Wait for my signal.
Manifestation caverneuse de Wayob. Ici, il y a un sanctuaire. J'ai pas de clé. Non, les 4 d'archon, on donne pas. Mettre un point. Ah, c'est vrai, je peux les renommer aussi les points. J'y pense jamais. Oui, il y a pas mal de fois tué quand même.
Stand with me. My apologies. I shall treasure this good fortune. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Ah bah ils sont. Ah, je vais citer là-dessus.
Take it. Go on. You have my approval.
Ok, encore un point de TP, c'est cool. Il y a un point de TP juste à côté. Oh là, il y en a plein. Il y en a un là. J'ai encore envie de pisser. Bon, je vais faire pipi. Et puis bah... on va explorer un peu. Bon, voyons. Ah, ça, c'est les trucs d'armes. C'est quoi ça, les bénédictions nocturnes? Rien sur ma télé. Oh, puis bien sûr. Ouais, les bénédictions nocturnes. C'est le fait que les persos aucun résultat. Éruption nocturne. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Si votre équipe contient un perso de Natlan, il inflige des dégâts élémentaires à l'ennemi. Mais pour moi, c'est un truc qui a lieu qu'à Natlan. Donc ça veut dire que ces sets là, si tu les mets, si t'es hors de Natlan, ils ne servent à rien. Moi, je sais pas. Oh, il m'a fait tomber. Je vais gratter le dos.
Let's do this then.
Strike a pose! Whirling snow!
Tu en avais du lait. Mais arrêtez de vous exciter sur des torches. C'est quoi le truc là-bas? que c'est un truc que je peux faire qu'avec eux? Ah.
Come on!
Take flight.
Ah mais il est mort.
That was quick.
Ah oui, c'était rapide. Je n'ai même pas fait de dégâts.
I shall treasure this good fortune.
Il n'y a rien là, c'est bizarre. Ou alors j'ai déjà pris, c'est possible aussi.
Oh, come on! Whirling snow! Yoo-hoo! Let the world collide!
Je savais pas que ça allait faire ça.
Out of my way! Game's up!
J'aime trop juste taper.
Embrace the ice! Rain of bullets! Take flight! Quietly now. Our bond is strong! Whirling snow! Gotcha! Slip! Take it easy! Sprint! Let my name echo in song! Stand with me! Rain of bullets! Swirl! Here comes the catch!
C'est une légende locale. Comment? Du coup moi je fais la rater.
My apologies! Shower me with our bond is strong! Lightning? Busted!
Comment pas? Je régène pas beaucoup de points d'énergie pour les persos hydro là.
Whirling snow! Game's up! Rain of bullets! Quietly now. Let the world collide! Dissipate! Embrace the ice! Rain of bullets! Busted! Our bond is strong! Strike rain of bullets! Here comes the catch! Take flight!
Ouais, 13 machin quand même. Aïe. Ouais, c'est une légende locale, c'est ça. Ah tu vois, il y en a beaucoup de légendes locales. Bon, on sait, s'il y a un truc comme ça, il y a une légende locale. Bon, c'est peut-être différent dans les autres régions. qui me dérange un peu en Atlan, c'est que les montagnes et les falaises sont très cubiques. Hmm.
Dissipate. I'll settle this. Yoo-hoo! Time to shine. Gotcha. Sakura swirl. Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
C'est quoi ce mob là? Telle manifestation stellaire de Wayob. Ah bah il y a un donjon là. Ah mais non mais... C'est pas ma faute. Merci. Je prends un loot quand même. Ah c'est que du gâchis. Ok donc c'est le truc pour les armes. C'est bien. C'est quoi ça?
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
Hmm.
Come on!
Alright, let's finish this task. Game's up. Fun's over.
Mais descends!
Out of the way, or get blown away!
Ouais un petit peu, je viens de finir la quête...
Whirling snow.
Bah tiens je vais le prendre. Je viens de finir l'acte 2, la quête d'Archon. Alors je me suis dit que j'allais faire un petit peu d'explos.
Let's finish this fast.
Round them up!
Take flight. Your bond is strong.
Things are about to get dicey.
Oui, il y a un petit familier qui est sorti. Ok, ça a un lien avec une quête.
Take it easy.
D'accord, j'ai été trop vite.
Take it easy.
Voilà. Un film qui s'appelle Caillou. Ok, on a aidé une bête.
All right, you asked for it. Stand with me. Like this. You're
Today is a lucky day.
Je vais chercher le point de TP.
Gotcha. Whirling snow. Yeah.
Mais il y a plein de loot dans les coffres. Hop. Je sais plus, il y en a combien en Atlan, mais il y en a énormément. Encore des pyroculus. Ah. Je sais pas si je choper.
Take flight. Yeah.
Ouais, je crois que c'est un peu plus de 600, 625, un truc comme ça. Je passe au-dessus. Ouais, ça va vite. Après sur Fontaine, j'ai pas encore cherché vraiment les hydroculus. Genre avec la pierre et tout. Et je suis quand même monté Niveau 9 de la statue.
Quietly now.
Shower me with praise. Let my name echo as a bond is strong. Whirling snow.
Oh, elle m'a vidé mon énergie.
Unthinkable.
Gotcha.
My apologies.
Quietly now.
Whirling snow.
Gotcha.
Splendid. More interesting trinkets for me.
Ouais, je suis loin d'avoir fini Fontaine à 100% aussi. Bah, la zone qui me reste surtout à explorer, c'est... C'est celle-là. La région d'Institut de Recherche. Le reste, j'ai quand même passé pas mal de temps. Mais bon, j'ai quand même des trucs à trouver, à chercher. Manifestation coulante de Wyoming. Tu as la vallée de Chunyu, ça fait un moment qu'elle y est. Ah bah je suis revenu là. Moi, ça va encore. Ça monte relativement vite. Même au niveau des succès, j'ai pas forcément cherché à les farmer. J'en ai eu pas mal. À Fontaine. Oh, il y a encore des trucs comme ça. Ah, j'imagine que c'est par rapport à la peinture par terre. Ouais.
I shall treasure this good fortune.
C'est pareil, la vallée, faudrait que je la termine aussi. Enfin, j'ai plein de trucs à faire. J'ai même pas fini Nazuma. Sumeru, encore moins. Enfin, l'exploration surtout. Après les quêtes de réputation, je suis à 100%. À part à Sumeru. De toute façon, j'ai la statue complétée que à mon stat et l'IBU. Inazuma c'est à 9. Sumeru ça doit être 7 ou 8. Fontaine 9.
All right, you asked for it.